Do I know if I'm still carrying the virus? I don't know. Maybe I am. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be back. I miss you guys so much. I missed vlogging. I missed everything. Okay, and I'm so happy and so grateful to God for good health. Oh my goodness. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for clicking, and I hope you consider subscribing. Like, just click on the subscribe button. Let's grow this channel. Join the family, please. Thank you. Oh my gosh, guys, I have to say thank you for the love and the prayers on my previous video. I felt the love. I caught all the hugs. A lot of you sent me virtual hugs. And yes, thank you. I felt so loved. And yeah, but I'm good now, guys. I'm good now. A lot of you were concerned about me, but I am fine, like totally fine. I'm even out of isolation now. I'm doing good. So that's a good thing. So yeah, this video is pretty much going to be about the breakdown and the timeline of everything, how I'm feeling now, if I have any more symptoms. The thing is, I have more information now than I did when this whole thing started. So that's why I'm making this video, just to let you guys know how it started, how it went, and how it has ended, because it's definitely ended. Okay, we're done with the whole corona situation. We're good now. All right, guys, so stay tuned if you want to know more. Okay, so the timeline. I don't want this video to be too long. I'm going to go as fast as possible. So basically, if I'm looking up, guys, I have my calendar up, like my schedule and all of that. So I'm just going to be looking at the dates to give you guys specific details of how everything went down. So on a very good Wednesday, it was March 3rd, I went to work. It was a normal work day. It was an afternoon shift. So it was pretty good. But then there was a coworker who wasn't feeling well that day. But we didn't think much about it. It was just like, he's not feeling well. There was a time he just sat down and just put his head on his desk. We're like all concerned, like, oh, it's okay, you're gonna be fine, all of that. Corona did not even come to my head. I had no idea. And it's crazy because, like, the thing is, my coworkers and I, like, we're really friendly, nice to each other. Like, you come to work, you're like, hey guys, how you doing? And then you give yourself hugs and all of that. Like, that's how we are at work. So like I said, it was normal. Like, oh, we all hug each other when we go to work and stuff like that. Obviously still with wearing our mask and stuff like that. And I remember sitting beside this particular coworker that wasn't feeling well, because at some point he wasn't okay. He was just like, he looked really exhausted. I was like, oh, okay, sorry, hope you feel better soon and all of that. And I almost forgot about this. We even rode home together. If you guys don't know, like, when you work and you probably don't have a ride, a lot of times your coworkers would actually offer you a lift home. Like, they're that friendly, they're that nice. I think so, at least for my workplace. At least if you don't have a means to go home, someone is always ready to offer you a ride home. So this particular coworker, he has a car, and we're like 4 in total in the car that rode home that day. I remember I dropped first, and then they left. But I sat down with him behind the car. It was his car, but someone else drove since he wasn't feeling so well. So me and him sat down at the back of the car, and then there were 2 other people in front of the car. But that was just a normal thing. It's like a normal routine to go home together. Not all the time, but usually you go home. You can go home with your co-workers if you don't have a ride. So that day passed, like I said, normal things. Hey, so the days passed. I didn't have any more shifts at work. That was my last shift at work before I found out I tested positive. So, and the crazy part is, the weekend, it was a Sunday, right? Sunday before I had to go for my test, I went to the mall. Sorry, I went to Walmart. to do grocery shopping. So this is kind of a good and a bad thing at the same time. It's a bad thing because I unintentionally exposed people, because I had no idea. I had no clue that I was carrying the virus. So I went shopping like normal. Obviously, I was masked up and all of that, but that's just to say, you guys still be careful when you go out there, because you really don't know who is carrying the virus. And I tell you guys, if I didn't get this test done, I wouldn't have known that I was positive. I'd have just thought, okay, maybe I just had the flu, because it's, for me it was like a flu, which I'm grateful for, because some people have respiratory issues when they get COVID, but mine was just the whole nose thing, so it felt like a flu. So basically, be careful when you go out there, because you don't know who's carrying the virus. And going to Walmart was also a good thing for me, because I literally stocked up without knowing that I needed to stock up. You know how, okay, about to go for quarantine or isolation, stock up, stock up. I literally stocked up without knowing that I would need it. So what I got that day was literally enough for me for the 2 weeks that I was in isolation for. So I'm grateful for that. Oh, no, I actually ordered some groceries because I needed a few things, but still, it was more than enough for me. Before I forget, I actually got a missed call from Interior Health, I think sometime in the evening on Sunday, which was March 7th. I missed their phone call. I think I was in a shower or something, and I came and I saw missed call from Interior Health. I'm like, hey, Jesus, because like um the week before this, a coworker of mine had gone on isolation because she was in contact with someone from somewhere, I don't know. So I was like, hey, if they're calling me, they're probably telling me to go on isolation as well. So that day, I remember telling a friend of mine that I got a missed call from Interior Health, and he was like, they definitely left your message, check your voicemail. And I hadn't activated my voicemail. You know how here, voicemail is a thing. If someone calls you and they can't reach you, they will leave a voicemail for you. But I didn't even think about it. Like, I didn't know that I had to activate my voicemail. So I was like, oh, wow. So, was it? So it was the next day I did that. I didn't activate it that day. So the next day, Monday, I activated my voicemail, and then lo and behold, there was a voicemail left by Interior Health for me. So it was a lady. She was like, oh, I'm this, calling from Interior Health. Oh, sorry, guys. In case you don't know what Interior Health is, Interior Health is pretty much the public health of BC. They are the ones in charge of the public health. You know, it's just like saying, oh, public health, but here it's called Interior Health. I don't know why it's interior, but yeah. So she was like, oh, it's this from Interior Health, and I would like to speak to you. Please call me back on blah blah blah. She left her phone number and her extension. So I called back. So I called back, and she just confirmed who, if she was talking to the right person. And then she said, oh, you were in contact with someone who tested positive for COVID and you have to go on isolation. They wouldn't tell you who you were exposed to because it's private. They're just telling you you were exposed and you have to isolate. That's it. But knowing what I know now, obviously, it was that coworker that wasn't feeling well, because I know he tested positive and was on isolation. So they just said, you have to go on isolation. I'm like, okay. Then I called my manager. Okay, and I have to inform my employers, obviously, that I've been told to isolate and I can't make my shift the next day and all of that stuff. So the thing is, from the day I was exposed to the day I got the phone call was 5 days. And usually, how we do it at my workplace is after 5 days of exposure, you go do a test. If it's negative, then you can start coming to work. That was like that's the kind of rule at the workplace. Like after 5 days, if you get a test done and it's negative, then you can come to work. So my manager was like, okay, it's been 5 days since you were exposed, so just go for a COVID test. If your result is negative, then you can come back to work. So I was like, okay, great. I was literally on the fifth day, so I went for the test. because usually you're not even supposed to go for usually you're not supposed to go for a test. Once you have been exposed, you just isolate. There's usually no need for a test, but because of work, I have to get back to work because, guys, 2 weeks without income. Oh my gosh, you pay me, but yeah, it is what it is. There's actually a benefit. There's a sick um, benefit. If you actually get COVID, you can get up to $450 for 1 week. So if you actually for 2 weeks, you're getting like $900. But there's some requirements and all of that. So I didn't even bother applying for the benefits. But anyways, so I decided to go for the test so that I can get my negative results and head back to work. That was the plan. So I went for the test, hopeful that it's gonna be negative, okay? And then boom, I got the call the next day on Tuesday that that the result came out positive, so yeah, that was how I finally found out. Do you know the crazy part of all of this is the fact that I was supposed to take the vaccine the weekend um, before this happened. No, the coming weekend, I was supposed to take the vaccine. Although I was like contemplating taking the vaccine, and I decided, okay, I'll take it the following weekend. After getting this virus, I'm like, yo, I gotta go take that vaccine because I can't even, like, I don't even want to deal with the whole virus situation anymore. Although they're like, oh, you've gotten the virus now, so you're kind of immune to it. But I don't know how true that is. Anyways, I got a call the next day, which was Tuesday, the 9th of March, that it was positive and all of that. If you watch the video, you heard all those. You heard all of that. Okay, so I was told to isolate for 10 days. So 10 days starting from the day of exposure. That's when you start counting. So I was, sorry, not the day of exposure, starting the day you started getting symptoms. So I started getting my symptoms on the 8th of March, and I had to isolate for 10 days, which was to the midnight of 18th. Yeah, and then the next day I was free to leave. So yeah, 10 days, because that's your infectious stage. I would say that's the stage where, okay, you can actually infect someone else. So just isolate, and once you don't have any symptoms after the 10th day, and you don't have fever, or you haven't taken any fever reducing medication, then you're free to go. They didn't even retest me. You don't have to do any retests. As long as that 10 days is up, then you're good to go. Do I know if I'm still carrying the virus? I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? Because I'm not required to do a test to find out. So I really, really don't know if I am still a carrier of the virus, but I am sure that I am no longer infectious. I can't infect anyone again because that stage has elapsed. I hope I'm accurate. But yeah, that's what I was told. So, what were my symptoms? So, the day I went for the test, I already started getting symptoms, but I was kidding myself. I remember having this rusty smell. It was like I was perceiving, iron, when something is rusty and you're perceiving it. That's what I was perceiving. I was like, oh my god. But I was kidding myself. I was like, no. I literally ignored it. I was like, no, 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 no. But I took advantage of that because, like I said, if you've been exposed, you just need to isolate. You don't need to go for a test. But because I wanted to get my negative results so I can get back to work, when I got there, I told them about the symptom. You have to be experiencing the symptom to actually get your test done. So when I got there, I told them that I actually have a symptom. Then they agreed to do the test for me. So yeah, my symptoms started that day, and then it went down to having runny nose, which I thought was because of the poking. Guys, that poking was serious. So if you've ever gotten your a COVID test done, oh Lord, how is it for you? Because for me, it was very. I felt, what's the word? I felt violated. That's the word, in my nose, because it went deep and she had to count to 10. And as she was counting, she was rubbing it around, and this was deep. Please, I don't even want any of you guys to experience that because that stuff was painful. My nose started running after doing that. So I had the rusty smell, then I had a runny nose, then I was sneezing a lot, but the sneezing lasted for like 2 days only. Then my sense of smell, that one shocked me. I was like, yo, like I've never lost my sense of smell, and like even when I have kata, you can still perceive something. But this one, everything was gone. I couldn't perceive anything. I was like, yo, so if the only good thing about that was the fact that I would poop and I would not perceive anything because I caused havoc, okay, in the toilets. So, anyways, that was the only good thing about it. I couldn't perceive the havoc that I was causing, but I was like, yo, I couldn't believe that I lost my sense of smell, honestly. But yeah, I'm so glad my sense of smell came back. It literally came back like 2 days before my isolation had to end. I started, I think all my symptoms were off about 2 days before the 10 days elapsed. So that I was happy for. I didn't have to do any extra isolation. Um, so I'm so happy. So now, are people still scared of me? To be honest, at work, I feel like a lot of people have had experiences with COVID. Either a family member has had it or their coworkers have had it. So with coworkers, we're all good. We all know that it's something that could happen to anyone. So everyone is fine with it. We're still cordial. Um, Pretty much it's good. Work is good. But I remember after isolation when because I stay at a campus residence, right? So there are like a few people kind of opposite me, yeah, opposite my room. So remember when one of them came out and saw me, she literally like ran back inside her room. But now she's fine. She's gotten used to the fact that you know um I'm kind of free from it, even if I don't know if I'm free, to be honest, because I didn't retest because I don't have to. Okay, so I really don't know, but I feel fine. Like I said, if my symptoms are all gone, which means that I'm technically free of the virus. Technically. So, what was I doing to take care of myself during isolation? Nothing much, to be honest. If I'm like being 100% honest with you guys, I didn't do much. The thing is, I had some vitamins before I started isolation. So I was taking that, actually just vitamin C, honestly. I was taking vitamin C when my isolation started, but halfway through, my vitamin C finished. So I was going to order some from the pharmacy. Um, I was literally going to go through ordering some, but I don't know, I procrastinated and I was like, oh, my solution is almost done. So I just didn't end up ordering more vitamins to take, which is not good. Please don't do that. Take your vitamins, be healthy. But I was definitely steaming. Okay, I steamed a lot. I used aboniki. If you're Nigerian, I don't know if other countries know about aboniki or if it's just a Nigerian thing. Let me know in the comment section. So yeah, aboniki, I would boil hot water, like really, really hot, pour it into a bowl, and then I'll put some of this into the hot water. It'll kind of melt and it becomes, very hot, basically. Yeah. You know how aboniki is. I can't explain the feeling. But yeah, I'll put aboniki into the hot water and then steam. So that actually helped me a lot. I would usually do that in the morning and in the night. Sometimes I would forget, to be honest. But mostly I did it. And it helped to relieve my nose and to unblock or unclog my nose. What else did I do? I was taking a lot of water, a lot of fluid, not just water, because I would blend some fruits with loads of ginger with loads of water. So my fluid intake was actually really, really high. So I was just doing the fluid and the steaming. Those are my main things. I'm not trying to say that that's what helped me recover or anything. It just made me feel better during isolation. So that's it, because I don't know if there's actually a cure for it. But these things made me feel so much better. But I'm definitely still going to get those vitamins that I failed to get and just generally boost my immune system, because I'm thinking if I was building my immune system, a lot, would I have gotten the virus? You know what I mean? So I definitely need to get those vitamins and take them, even if I don't have the virus anymore. It's things that we need. So I'm going to take them to just have a stronger immune system and not get this virus anymore. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm not even going to get this virus at all again. The closest opportunity that I have, I'm going to get the vaccine, because I cannot shout. A whole 2 weeks of isolation, a whole 2 weeks of being alone, a whole 2 weeks of not getting paid. Oh, girls, do you know the bills in this country? But yeah, I'm so glad that I'm so healthy now. Oh yes, I also exercised during my isolation. I tried to move a lot. You know how what a sedentary lifestyle can do to you. It can make you lazy, it can make you gain weight, and 10 days is a lot to just be lying down in bed. So I exercised a lot. I was trying to get abs. Okay, you guys, my focus I was positive for the virus, but I was like, yo, okay, I'm gonna be working out. I'm gonna try to get abs before this 10 days elapse. But you know what, cool. So yeah, but I'm so happy, guys. I'm done with isolation. I'm back into the world. I've actually gone back to work already. I've started working, like literally. My isolation ended this day, right? The next day I was at work because I was already scheduled, because like the schedule for the month comes out at a even before the month starts. So I was already scheduled to work the next day. So literally as my isolation ended, I went back to work. So yes, like I said, I'm happy now. I know a lot of you were really, really concerned about me from the last video, but trust me, guys, I'm so good. I'm super, super good. And I'm really grateful for all the love you guys have shown me so far. I'm so grateful for it. I can't thank you enough. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. So that's it for this video, okay? There's nothing much for me to say. I hope I covered everything. Oh my gosh, guys. Do you know that I didn't tell my family members about this virus? Like, even up to now, like to this day that I'm filming this, I haven't told them. Only my sister knew that I was positive. And I told her not to tell my mom and everyone else. But I think maybe I will tell them. Do you think I should tell them, like, if they watch this video? So this is how I'm catching my family members that don't watch my video. Are you saying? Because if they actually watch this video, they would know that I was positive. So maybe I'll just leave them. I'll be like, hey, you didn't watch my video now, so that's why I didn't know. So yeah, it's done on overweight, so I don't know if it's necessary for me to inform them that, oh, I had the virus. Like, to what end? Like, what's the purpose of me telling them that I had the virus? So I don't even know. I'll decide. If it comes up, it comes up. I'll tell them. If not, I'll just leave it as it is. But my sister knew about it, because obviously I had to tell someone. So that's it, guys. I hope I covered everything. I really hope I do. But definitely I'll be in the comment sections. If there are any questions that you might have, I would answer them in the comments, because I don't think I'll need to put out another video about this situation anymore, because I kind of covered everything already. But if I didn't, just let me know and I would answer your questions in the comment section. So thank you guys so much again for tuning in. I love you. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye.